You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Justified After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Justified After Show.
Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. Bing is for doing, and we are doing another AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for Justified, Season 4, Episode 4, titled This Bird Has Flown. I'm your host, John Comerford, and I'm joined in the studio by Tamara Berg.
Hey, everybody.
Joe Braswell.
What's up?
And Steve Bottomley.
Hello.
And helming the booth for us is Marissa Serafini. Please say hello, Marissa.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Marissa.
All right, lots. Very interesting show. Different for me, and it was a departure from other shows. I think what we can say is, Raylan is on a wild chicken chase, so to speak, because Lindsay has flown the coop. But not only Lindsay has left, the bird that has really flown is Ellen May, and that's where I want to start today. Ellen May. So, who? First of all, did anybody think that she was going to leave like that?
Well, actually, leave.
Do you mean leave?
Yeah, live at the end, because I honestly thought, she's dead.
When she bailed.
Yeah.
No.
I thought for sure that, Colt's going to have to kill her. And
I was hoping. It was getting rather sad. The whole thing was just so heartbreaking for me.
Yeah.
And I was hoping either she left or something would happen, but I was hoping for it. I didn't predict it.
I mean, through every time we've seen her, I always feel so sorry for Ellen May. It's like she just seems to have a horrible life. She's caught in this whole existence that's horrible.
Right.
Can't get out of the cycle.
Exactly. And I'm going, you want her to have that, chance to start fresh, just like Ava was saying. Yeah, I mean, I did. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I was thinking.
To give it BJ because she wants to. We just want that for Ellen May.
We all want that.
If the highlight of your life is being able to give a blowjob because you want to.
You know what?
How good is that? Okay, huh?
That's empowerment.
Yes, it is. So, but especially this episode, they made her look so pathetic, and so because you felt bad. I mean, her church is gone. She thought she was gonna find salvation in the church. That's out of here. So she has to go crawling back, begging Ava to take her back. And then of course she goes, I'm not gonna say anything. I won't say anything. Would you just shut up?
Yeah.
Ellen, shut up! You're just making them want to kill you.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, they were really. It was like they were going to put down a dog.
Oh, yeah.
When Boyd was talking to Ava, it's like she's not going to feel it. She'll be here and she'll be gone. And then Colton having to and
steal
I
himself before he.
But that was an interesting moment. When we first see Colton take care of it,
Yeah.
he didn't hesitate.
No, he doesn't hesitate at all.
Right.
And I'm looking at this thing and I'm watching. I'm going, is this a line? Can Colton not, kill an innocent?
Well, he was a soldier, so I can
Well, but
absolutely
it's
see him not wanting to kill
It's a
civilians.
woman.
Right.
Woman,
It's
yeah.
a woman.
No, I know that, but
woman.
what I'm saying is he has the mentality of, now granted he wasn't the best soldier because he got demoted, all that kind of stuff, or lost rank, whatever.
Discharged.
But you can, usually you don't want to kill civilians. And I think not only was she a woman, but she's also a civilian in this world. Like she's not really doing like a bad thing. Like that guy, the guy that he shot the first time was just, a drug pusher that was stealing money. It's different than killing a woman. So obviously, I was surprised by it.
Well, I like that they laced that in. If it was, it's intentional. It wouldn't have been there. I like that they did lace it in. I like they gave that layer to Colton.
Yeah.
Now, because now he's not in.
He's a killer with a conscience.
Well, he's not in 100%.
No.
You can see that he's going to be struggling, and it's not going to get easier for the guy.
Yeah.
He had to
Assuming he's actually able to finish the job.
Yeah.
Well, he had to get a little zooted up to even think about it. And when he got the call, he was very clearly, visibly disappointed.
And I gotta say, I thought for sure he was just gonna go in there, take a piss and then come back.
Right,
Like,
right.
I don't get why are they.
It's another
and then
layer.
Made total sense.
I tell you what, when they did that shot with the hand.
Yeah.
You know, and she's and it was blurring the background.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
thought
so you're
for
seeing
sure.
just so for those of you who didn't see what
sorry.
Steve did. So Ellen May is in the car and they're at the gas, or just heading into the gas station. She's waving her arm through the window,
like a child does.
Like a child
you know,
does, exactly.
she's riding the airwaves with with her fingers and everything. And
And
Colton
saying,
is driving.
it feels good going home.
Exactly.
That was the other
All
thing
of those
about that.
moments, and Colton's driving, and he's blurry. But I thought for sure we were going to see the gun raised
right then.
Same.
right then.
Yeah,
and,
so
and
did I.
she was just going to.
That's-
And because
or
the
you were just
hand
gonna
was
hear
in
the
focus. Exactly, the hand was in focus. I thought,
Yeah.
well, here we go.
And then the hand was gonna go. That's exactly what I
Exactly.
thought.
Then the hand
gonna,
was going to go limp.
You're
and
gonna
I
hear a
thought,
silencer, thump, thump, and then the hand would go limp.
which
no,
I thought was going to be a perfect way for LMA because I don't really want to see her die.
No.
Right.
But
No,
I
you don't
like
wanna watch it.
if
No.
they were
No.
gonna kill her, I would like that she was feeling like I was like Ava. At least she wouldn't feel it. She'd feel, or at least she'd be feeling good
She's
when
feeling
she was
like
getting
a child.
Exactly.
She's remembering about going home, and then she's not there anymore.
I have to say, when you said, did any of us, we all didn't want this, that we wanted Ava to get away. I kind of, in a weird way, I really was rooting for Ellen May to stay home because it was so sad. I mean, it's clear that Boyd and Ava were her family, and the whole idea of her leaving her family was heartbreaking to me. I mean, you can tell whatever the circumstances that brought her to become who she is. She obviously didn't have a great family life. She left. She got Boyd and Boyd and Ava as a family. Yeah. Then she left them and got Billy and
Cassie
Mm-hmm.
and Connie or Cassie as a family. And then now she's back to her original family, and they're sort of like turning her away. And I was heartbroken by that. And she really, really wanted to stay and really wondered what she did wrong. And so I kind of, and I'm supposed to say, well, good, let her go off and be free to give all the free blowjobs she wants. But I wanted her to stay. I really wanted her to stay, the family. But.
And I was like, what are you, crazy? Well, your life here is so amazing. You want to stay here?
Yeah, I know.
What are you...
It's just her home.
I know.
It's just her home. That's
how
all.
different could Alabama be than ours?
Yeah.
This is
Alabama, Kentucky.
Yeah.
But they're also not letting Ava off the hook on this.
No.
Because early on she says, I have to worry about. How did she phrase it? I have to worry about her.
The other shoe going to drop.
Or the other thing.
Yeah.
So
I either have to worry about that thing or I have to do the other thing.
Exactly. So she's pushing that energy about taking care of Ella. Boyd is just trying to get information, but he's letting Ava make that decision. And the call that Colton got, he said it was Ava.
Right.
So, and how legitimate is her concern anyway? Because, yes, she shot Delroy, but they're going to just take Ellen May's word for it? I mean, there's no evidence anywhere, and I don't think anybody really cares that Delroy's dead.
That's a good point.
Right.
I mean, I understand her own concern because obviously she doesn't want anybody to talk about it ever, so she's got that going on. But I'm just going, who's going to pay attention to her anyway? And she's culpable as well because she's an accessory after the fact. So not that Ellen May would know that.
She would know that. I don't think she's.
No, Ellen May wouldn't know that. But I mean, Ava's smart enough to know all that. But I guess just the whole sense that you don't want anybody to know.
There was that. There was also what I was wondering is why go through. We're going to send you to Alabama, unless it was not a charade. Unless they really thought that they were sending her to Alabama.
I definitely thought that was an open. That was sort of an open thing. I think
I'm curious what happened to make Ava call.
Oh, I think that it was a discussion between Ava and Boyd. I mean, I think the whole time.
It was.
I think Boyd. My interpretation was Boyd likes to sort of left it open. Look, we can do this or we can do this. We can send her to Alabama. It's your choice. She said, okay, let me talk to her. When she talked to her, she said, look, you can do whatever you want. She said she felt good about it. She's sending her away. Felt good about it until she said, I'm not going to say anything about what Delroy, you did about Delroy. At that point, Ava was like, ugh. My interpretation was they left. She talked to Boyd. They talked it over, and they decided she's got to go.
And Boyd said, "Let Colton handle."
Yeah, exactly. It happened. It happened in transit, and the way that was handled.
He probably said, "Let Colton take care of it." I think is the key word.
So you're thinking up to that point, up to when Ellen May said, "I'm not going to say anything about Delroy," that everybody was on board with sending her to Alabama.
She almost made it to Alabama. And she was almost made it. I think that phone call was a tough phone call for Ava to make. She made it.
You think Ava made it then?
Well, yeah, I think Ava did make it. I think it was made by Ava, and I think that
not that it matters.
It doesn't matter, but I love the way they handle it. When Ellen May's like, "What did she say?" And then and it's just was it probably something I said? And it was probably. So.
Now I'm really curious. Let's assume that Ellen May actually ran and didn't wander off or get in someone's car for a blowjob.
Because she wanted to give one for free.
Yeah, because she can now. What happened? What tipped her off?
I don't know. See, because I never thought she was sharp enough to realize what was going on. I mean, they never tipped her hand or didn't paint her in a way that would make you think that she would know what was going on.
She seemed to have no indication of what was going on.
Yeah,
So.
and I completely bought it when she was saying that, you know, I'm ready to go home, and she's all, I mean, I totally bought that.
The only thing I can think of is that she was sort of aided slightly, and the only person I can think of is it's back to I keep hearing her, Cassie. That's the only person I can think of who maybe would have some sort of motivation to maybe follow or get her or warn her or say, come with me.
So you mean somehow Cassie was following behind?
This
is
is a far. I do admit this is
but it does leave it wide open.
A theory, but
because how could you possibly know what was going to happen? Right. And did she not know and just decide, you know what, I'm not going to go home. I'm going to keep going.
No, I got
$1,000 here. I'm just going to leave.
Zero faith in LMA, poor LMA's ability to sort of figure that
deduce
situation
what was
out.
going on.
Exactly. Someone had to come and say, come with
that.
me. Or either she was abducted or she was aided, but she was not like, I got an idea. That didn't happen.
I didn't think that.
Yeah.
So,
You didn't think that? Okay.
No, I mean, it makes sense because I don't see any part of that where LMA suddenly went, they're going to kill me.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're keeping Cassie alive.
Cassie's around.
And she's not stupid. Now, whether or not she was following, who knows? I guess we're going to find out.
But who else would save her? Who else would?
Well, do we think that kind of brings me just...
We know it's not Billy.
To briefly touch on Cassie, that exchange she had with the sheriff.
Yeah.
Do you think that she genuinely was telling the truth? Like, I don't care. All I want him to do, he'll have his day of reckoning with the Lord. Or do you think that she was kind of onto the whole thing and just was trying to throw them off the scent?
I think you don't usually... Well, in Justified they do sometimes, but usually you don't introduce a character like Cassie and then give her enough chutzpah to go up against Boyd and then not use her.
Right. I feel like she's smarter. It feels like she's a little smarter than to just roll over that way. Like, I don't know, Boyd.
So that would make sense then that she might be following her just to and to keep Ellen May available to her for whatever reason to still shake Boyd down or whatever.
Right.
I'm putting my Joe Braswell stamp on that as my prediction early.
Okay, that's your early prediction. There's not a lot of people that Ellen May would have gotten into a car with.
Right. So, well, wait a minute. There's actually a lot of people.
That doesn't involve sex.
Right.
Okay. So who knows? I mean, hopefully that will play out. We'll find out because it does leave a lot of questions open for me. It's like, how the hell did she know that? Why would she leave? If she really wanted to stay, it doesn't make sense. But it does make sense if Cassie's still in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It does, and they're keeping Cassie around for some reason.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's good to see Sheriff Shelby for that one scene too. That was
nice.
He dips in. He dips in two episodes.
You know who we haven't seen?
What's that?
Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, well, he'll be back there, Oh, by the way,
Constable.
I wanted to speak to the whole thing that last season Graham had talked about how and Ava, they talked about Ava doing things that they wouldn't be able to come back from. Ava and Boyd, but especially Ava.
Right.
I think this is definitely one of those lines.
Yeah.
Now she actually didn't kill Ellen May, but the order went out to kill her, and that's a line I don't think you're going to come back from. So she's now willing to. Where before she killed the horrible guy that was beating up Ellen May, now for no other reason. Well, obviously there's plenty of reasons, but she's definitely crossed the line by giving that order.
And then Graham has publicly called this the crossing the line season for everyone, which we know. So we'll see.
Definitely. So
for everyone.
What line does Boyd not cross? That's what I want to know. But anyway. So, all right. Anyway, let's move on. We want to make sure we say hi to John Shep 16. Thank you very, very much for your comments, John, and also some from CB Reeson. And yes, to answer your question, yes, we do watch this right before we come up, and we watch it the one time. We come up with our ideas and our thoughts, and then we come in here and talk about it. So that hopefully will answer your questions. For everybody else who's downloading on iTunes, we want to thank you as well, and rating and commenting. And please tell a friend so we get more people out here enjoying these conversations. We have 20 million downloads a week now. We're doing 60 shows a week, so I'm sure there's something on the network here that you'll find to your liking.
Yep.
So please continue to do that.
Thank you, John.
John
Shep 16.
John Shep 16. We like you a lot better than John Shep 13 or 14.
All right. So
those guys are bad. 16's the best.
So if Ellen May was the bird that has flown, I think Lindsay would have to be the other bird that flew
Yes.
the coop.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she flew last week, but
yeah.
I thought this was a weird little, horribly long day for Raylan.
Yeah.
What a long day for
Yeah, you know, to chase after her and
Started bad, it ended bad.
Yeah, and you could, especially that last, you know, when he's finally gets back to his bed.
Right.
You
Where
just-
we found we started in the
Yeah,
apartment.
exactly. Where you got to see how long the day was.
Yeah.
Ouch.
With beanbag round shell wounds and a beat down from Randall
Yeah.
and money gone
No.
and heartbroken. And
That wasn't a fight. That was an execution.
that's right. It was an execution. Gone
And, boy, that was a
awry.
long time coming. That was enjoyable because, you know, these guys have been at it since the first time we saw Randall. He was introduced to him. We knew that showdown was going to happen, so we got
Yes.
to see. And again, they did that classic thing where they're kicking each other's butts, and they really have no love lost to each other. But the language and the dialogue they have with each
very
other is
polite.
hysterical.
Yeah, I
It's
love
like
it.
they're old buddies now that they're beating on each other.
Yeah.
When Raylan comes up against Randall and Lindsay before the fight happened, I really was enjoying the dual dialogue he was doing there. He was having a conversation with Randall. He was having a conversation with Lindsay. Two separate conversations, and they were both almost as private as if they were in the room.
Yeah.
You know, just
Alone.
those
Yeah.
alone. Yeah,
Right.
I love when they can write that way. I love when they give him that opportunity.
Yeah.
So much fun to watch.
So, but and all this teasing, you know, usually we have Tim or Rachel ribbing him the whole episode. This time we had, well, everybody that they ran up against, like the shopkeeper who's
Right.
telling
Poor
him,
guy.
"Well, I don't know why I listened to her. I guess you should have seen it come." So everything everybody's
Yeah.
saying, Raylan's going,
Yeah.
yeah.
What
Well,
is
well
the
I'm
deal?
sorry. That shopkeeper said, you know, I just thought, oh, never mind. Raylan knows what he meant.
Exactly.
I know
knows
what
what
you
he
You
meant.
thought she liked you.
Yeah.
So did I.
What is the deal with Lindsay? She is a stone cold enigma.
She
do not-
is gangster
What?
Barbie.
Yeah. What? I
That is
can't
interesting.
tell.
Was she? Yeah, my question was: she kind of buying into the whole, you know, domesticated thing with Raylan, but then got a taste of how much fun it was with Randall?
Yeah, I think she's just opportunistic. I think
Yeah.
I think if
Really?
Randall never came back, I think she would have stuck with Randall for a while because you know this is
Yeah.
not a bad gig. You know,
Yeah.
he's good looking. I like him. You
Yeah.
know, I think I'll stick because you know there's you know it's not wouldn't be bad to have a marshal on your side,
Yeah.
especially if you got a hit. You know,
I don't know.
to get you out of some trouble.
I'm just as gullible as Raylan and Randall and the poor shopkeeper guy.
'Cause you bought it all.
I bought it all when she was with Raylan. I'm like, she loves him, of course. And then Randall came like, oh, she's bad. She was with Randall.
She's just one of those.
And then she's like, oh, she likes
know?
Raylan again. And then at the end, she's gone. I'm like, what? Then she shot Raylan. I'm like, oh, there it is. And then she shot Randall. I'm like, what's happening?
You know, it all comes down to one thing, and that is John.
Hormones?
She's a dame.
She's-
and
Exactly. Please explain
Right.
this to me.
And
I don't
Dames-
understand
Dames is trouble.
how you ladies work.
Dames is trouble.
Dames
That's all
is
you need
trouble.
to know. Dames is trouble.
Important life lessons
That's
for
right.
anyone
And,
out there.
and
who's
Lindsay
looking for-
Dames is
personifies
trouble.
that.
She does.
Got it.
Grifter Barbie.
That's right.
Dames is
Drifter
trouble.
Barbie, and she's gone in the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she'll be back, right? I mean, does anybody doubt that she'll be back?
I'm sure she'll be back,
She's
but I hope
gotta
she's
come back.
You got to have that last thing with
Right.
Raylan. He thinks it's done and gone, but you got to have that one last thing, which we didn't, because the last line he says to her is, "I knew you liked
I
me."
knew you liked
I
me.
knew you liked it. I loved it. Well, Raylan always has that soft spot. I mean, even
Yeah.
back in season 1 and 2, I mean, he's the on again, off again with Ava.
Sure.
Ava was bad news.
yeah.
But he couldn't stay away from Ava.
Yep.
And now Lindsay, I mean, he sort of likes. I think he sort of has a, he likes that sort of thing. So I'm sure if Lindsay came back, he'd,
I'm guessing Randall's done. Last we saw him. Well, here's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
He wants to be a fight manager.
Yes. Yes, and he's a bare knuckle
right.
fighter. So
And
this
I'm like
makes
going,
perfect
man,
sense.
he could take these kids and just
Seriously.
train them. You know,
Oh,
and I'm like,
you betcha.
again, what a great setup. They've
Yeah.
got this guy
Did not
who
see that coming.
didn't
That
see
was-
that at all.
And then not only did he have, that was what he wanted to do, and it was chickens and the whole thing.
Yeah.
But at the end, he was talking about how it's been his dream for so long.
Dream.
And all of a
Who
sudden
dreams of that?
What? Not only that, but you kind of realize he's still a schmuck and all and whatever crazy and dumb he is and everything. But he's a guy with a dream.
right, I love it. Yeah, that was definitely a sort of a push and pull, a good misdirection. Because first I was like, he's a small time crook, and then it's like, he's getting in the fight game. Okay, he wants to bet on himself. Then it's like, he wants to train people. Oh, okay, that's fine. Oh, they're chickens.
But
Okay.
20 grand for those things? Really?
I don't know if that's
think
accurate.
but think about how much
Prize
money
fighting.
you can make in a night in the ring.
I don't know.
A lot.
I don't. Okay.
Prize fighting chickens don't come cheap, John.
Let me tell you,
cockfight
because
aficionados.
I'm the expert.
Yes.
I'll just let you know right here
okay.
and now. That's big money.
If
We're
anybody
talking
knows
right
cockfighting,
there.
The
It's
black
yeah.
KO.
When
The
Tammy,
black.
Tammy isn't on Home and Family or Tamara Twist or AfterBuzz, you can see her out back training the cockfights.
Running the cockfights.
wow.
It's my fifth profession.
Lucrative market.
Her fedora.
Yeah.
Fedora.
So you know all about the little blade
Oh
barb
yeah,
things?
I know all about them. I got some in the car if you want to go take a look at
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
Don't pull him out on Rachel.
Do not put them on Rachel.
Do not. Joe,
Okay.
did you have anything you wanted to say about Rachel?
Well, before we get into Rachel,
Okay.
you hang on to that. Hang on to that because we're not there yet. So I wanted to finish with Raylan. Okay, it drove me nuts that Raylan sat there and kept talking to Lindsay, and the whole time I'm going, yeah, Randall's gonna get up any second now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got
There you go.
Raylan. Raylan.
No. See, Lindsay, she's dazzling.
Yeah,
Sure.
you know, but at this point I was like,
Showstopper.
no, she's not dazzling anymore.
I know.
Because
I
of all
agree
this
with
stuff.
you.
And
I
I'm
do
going,
agree with
come
you.
on, be smart. Usually they're so much smarter than that. And this one drove me crazy. I mean, because come on, he's right there. How could you? First of all, how could you not hear that big lump oaf get up?
Yeah, get up.
And it
Because
just, I
Lindsay
hate that.
dazzled him.
I hate that because it could have been so much better and smarter. And why not? Everything else he do is better and smarter. But why, that and that's like, damn.
Did you think? I mean, did you see that coming? That the shotgun was full of those the stun
No.
bean bags.
No.
That was.
I didn't.
I was
cool
very
touch.
much shocked by the first shot.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
But then it was fun.
Shoot first,
Yeah.
rail back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was shocked by it, but then right afterwards, I was thinking it's non-lethal because that is outside. Sure he's pissed, but he's
Yeah.
not gonna.
But I like his explanation about talking about it. Yeah.
I, for the record,
Yeah,
there's no record
there's no
here.
record. Yeah, a friend of mine gave me this. I didn't think it'd be any good, but what the hell? I'll give it a shot. Just,
Try that non-lethal plan.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've established, back to this Randall before we finish with Randall. Randall's nuts, right? He's crazy.
Yeah.
We know that we saw him
much.
sort of lose it with Joe, the faux hip hoppy
Yeah.
gangster kid.
Yeah.
We saw it losing on him with a gun
Yeah.
pointed to him in his back, and then we saw him lose it again.
He's just
Yeah.
looking for excuses to
Right.
pick fights.
Yeah.
Really, that's all it is.
He's really
He
good at the
really
fighting.
is.
So
Loves to
Yeah.
lead with your best. Why
Don't
not?
you? I mean, yeah, he ain't right.
He ain't right. Like I said, that's the clinical
that's
clinical
my
diagnosis.
clinical diagnosis. He ain't right.
Ain't right.
And yeah,
Not
he's
only
just,
is
he's
she a cockfight aficionado, she is now a psychologist.
Yeah, you know
And-
it.
But he had a dream.
yes.
And that's why he was putting so much energy and
Yeah.
anger because he could not fulfill his dream. Joe is
American dream.
keeping his dream away from him.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to step
Joe.
up for your
You
dream.
just want to move up. You just want to
Okay,
better your
see.
life. So, and how about Joe?
Joe's a classy individual too.
I hope he comes back. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
I like the girls in the
But
bed.
first of
That
all,
was
just
fun.
can we just talk about the party scene where
Yeah.
we met Joe tonight?
Yeah.
Just the guy wading through the whatever that was. He was wading through, and the whole scene was.
You talking
was
about the nighttime or the next
the
day?
nighttime one. Well, the next
yeah.
day one was interesting too.
Yeah.
But the nighttime one was it was in its odd way very poetic looking.
Right.
It was all the craziness going on.
Yeah.
And you really felt like I could smell that party,
Yeah, I could
and
feel
it did
that
not smell good.
The next morning.
The next morning was worse.
Oh, the
worse.
morning was the
But-
greeting that Rachel got.
Yeah. Oh my
And the guy
god.
who
The guy's
puked on
playing
her
video
cheek.
games. The guy's puking. The
great.
other chick, she's still pouring some vodka in the morning.
Little hair of the dog though. That works.
It does
dog.
work.
So
You
was
would
the-
know, right, John?
was the,
Again, that's something you would
Again, it would be something I know.
after those all-night cockfights.
Oh no, I know all about the hair of the dog. I do.
So the bartender is
Gina.
and is she a fighter?
Looks like she
Yeah,
was.
I think she
believe
was.
It, yeah.
Yeah.
She's scrappy.
Or a wrestler?
For a moment there, I was so God. Please get them to wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
I was
would've
like,
been a great
I was like,
scene
yeah,
to
here we
see.
go.
Yeah,
And
would've
I
been
just wanted to see
amazing.
how she
Yeah.
positioned so he couldn't say no.
'Cause
I
he'd-
know.
Yeah, and he'd
Right.
get his ass kicked.
And again, that was another moment where I was like, don't set that up if you're not going to pay that off.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get lucky.
Because I so wanted to see
Maybe
that.
she'll be back. She's a tough broad. She's pouring her
And-
hair of the dog. She had the Band-Aid
Exactly.
on. Not afraid of Raylan.
Yeah.
And
I'd like
another
to
one of
see
those
that.
interesting characters that do show up sometimes.
Yeah, and another great conversation with the two with the two ladies in bed and Joe there, and
Yeah.
which in a very uncompromising position.
I think that was our first. I mean, nip tuck aside, that's our first sort of FX threesome there. I haven't seen that in a long time there.
Yeah.
Not that I'm keeping track. I mean, I got my list here of all the FX threesomes. I think this is ranks number.
We're gonna have to defer to you on that.
Yeah, we will.
No, but I think Joe. Joe's an interesting guy. I like Joe. He's this faux kind of like early aughts, early 2000s sort of hip hoppy gangster wannabe. MTV Cribs kind of kid.
Yeah.
A guy who's born of that generation, watches stuff on TV, like has a lot of money and thinks this is how he's supposed to be living. He's got his $1,100 Asombroso tequila. He's got his feng shui. He's got
no Mountain Dew.
That's great.
Right, no Mountain
Dew.
Dew.
And just
he told the women, "Bitches chill."
Yeah, but and ballsy enough to hit on Lindsay in front of her husband.
Yeah.
Right there.
Or stupid enough. I'm not exactly sure. I think a little bit of both.
He lives an elevated sense of who he is based on how much money he has.
But then again, compared to who he surrounds himself with, he is in an elevated sense.
Yeah. Interesting character.
Yeah. But that's like Gina was there. I was going, Gina looks sharp. Why the hell is she here?
Right.
Yeah. Unless she was a fighter. Maybe she really, I hope she was a fighter. I wanted to see that. I thought that would have been great.
I would love to see more of Joe. We've seen him twice. So hopefully he comes back.
She's either a fighter or she had a rough night. Yeah. Because she looked pretty beat up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, let's start. Let's go on to Rachel, because Rachel obviously had a big role in today's episode, which was nice to see. It's good to see her having back. We're trying to get her on the show. We expect we'll get an answer.
Yeah, our show.
On this show.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
No one told me that.
We had her scheduled last.
Does that change what you're going to say right now?
No. So I don't know where I've been. This is my keen observational skills. It led me to understand that.
Is this a spoiler alert, or is this an AfterBuzz exclusive?
This is a spoiler alert.
A spoiler alert. Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Rachel's hot.
Wow.
That's all I got.
I think that could also be an
Erica
AfterBuzz.
Tazel, and I forgive me for taking me 4 seasons to realize she's been an understated character in the background, and her hair's been kind of back and up and whatever else is going on, but I don't know what happened or when it happened or when I started paying attention, but this episode,
you really took notice.
I was all in on Rachel.
They are polishing her up a little more this season, I will say.
She was sexy.
They're
she
allowing
was tough.
her to be more, more everything that we like from her.
When's she coming in? Is she coming in?
Well, I don't know if she will now, Joe.
Oh yeah, that's good. Come on in, Erica.
But it was great to see her, and they're obviously setting up that relationship nicely. And I love the teasing about how much money. I already told you.
Right.
What did he say? A hell of a lot?
Substantial.
No, it's a goodly sum.
A goodly sum.
A goodly sum.
They did.
I love that.
Goodly sum.
They gave her a lot of screen time this episode, and they're really starting. They started the last episode with her confiding with Raylan about her breakup and the way
or Raylan trying to avoid the.
We're not going to talk about
exactly.
anything personal. No, that's good. And now this time there's more, and including after the end of the day he needs to call someone, so he calls Rachel, and they talk about nothing, but they're talking as friends. So they're setting her up for something.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it
sure
goes
we're
to
gonna
my
hear
prediction.
More. Yeah.
But I mean, we're seeing a lot of her. I hope nothing bad happens. But we're seeing a lot of her.
Don't say that.
No, well, I hope, please. I hope, but I do. What I did notice too is that we're seeing a lot more of this sort of Elmore Leonard style. I mean, we've got a little more of this Karen Cisco kind of dialogue, and, even sort of out of sight sort of dialogue with Erica. I mean, a lot of the female characters, a lot of the back and forth between Raylan and the others have been this sort of sultry, sort of very Elmore Leonardish dialogue, and now we're seeing it with Rachel, which I'm very glad to see, because I saw a lot of that today. A lot of her toughness, a lot of her sexiness. When she pulled out the thing and beat the down the talon, that was.
Well, obviously
fantastic.
they're carrying that, because they've certainly done that in a few other episodes where she's been really tough. And that's, she's at her best when she has, she doesn't flinch. I love that.
Absolutely.
And, Art has always talked about how she really thinks that she's got something to prove. She's probably his best agent.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, based on what he's saying, she's the one that brought in one of the top 15 outlaws or whatever. She brought him in, but she still thinks she has something to prove.
He's the only one he has hope for.
Yeah, exactly. He's the one that she thought would take over his place,
Right.
you know, but not now. So, but it's great. I love it whenever, you know, anytime you can have her whipping.
That was great. That's
Yeah.
great. Didn't see that coming either.
For lack of a better term, whipping that thing out
Right.
and hitting somebody.
I
with it.
was all in on that
And
too.
they've put her front and center in some way from episode 1.
Yeah.
You know, when Art
Yeah,
was going
something's
through the
coming down.
litany of who's on the
Yeah.
team,
Yeah.
and you know, so something's going on.
Yep.
That's all
We
I'm
get the
saying.
thing.
Something's going on.
All right. Well, I think that's going to take us to our news and gossip. Do you have something? You got something for us, right, Ken?
AfterBuzz TV News.
Joe, do you want to go on that one thing, or do you?
Well,
want me
yeah,
to
no,
do it?
I'll start. Well, you know, I'll let you get into this interview with Graham Yost today, but I do want to just touch on the ratings. It came out today that the Live Plus 7s finally got calculated, which are the new. I mean, we have this new. What they're doing now is they're counting the DVR ratings, so the Live Plus 4 and the Live Plus 7, and so with this season 4 Justified is the highest rated Justified episode ever, which is fantastic.
This particular one, or this season.
This season, sorry, the season 1 premiere.
Season 1 premiere.
is the highest rated of
Thank you, Marissa.
exactly. Thank you, Marissa. Highest rated of the series. Very close second was the series premiere back
Mm-hmm.
in 2010. But it's just also a testament to the data we're able to collect nowadays with these Live Plus 7s, because they didn't have that back then. We have it now. We now know we did. I said we as if I'm a part of the show. Justified.
I'm sure Graham's very happy.
Well, we all did here. Me, you, Graham, and Tim.
Your good buddy. Tim.
We did 5.3, which is 5.3 million viewers. It won among the coveted 18 to 49 demo, and which we are all in, and I'm assuming.
Now, do you think that's because last season was just so good that people kind of caught on, and so it was kind of like a slow
But for me,
build?
it's always been a build, because I saw the first season and I was going crazy. We were doing it. I don't think I was the first one doing it on the first episode. I don't know if you were in the first one, Tamara, but I remember I was going, you got to see this. I was telling everybody like crazy, you got to see this, you got to see this. And nobody had heard about it, nobody had seen it, and then it gradually started building and building. And each year, now I'm talking about it, and very few people who don't know the show.
Well, and they are doing more promotion for the show.
Yeah, that's true.
You are seeing, at least around LA, they're doing more bus ads.
Yeah.
We are seeing more
and
just promo.
Oliphant is actually out there on the night
interview
show.
shot.
Yeah, because he
Interview
wasn't in the first interview.
Yeah.
He did, but you didn't see him as much.
And I know from my, from all my time at Extra over the years, I know that that the season 2, which was great, all the Oscar, not the Oscar, all the Emmy nominations for season
Margot
2,
Martindale,
the Emmy win for Margot, the Emmy nomination for Margot, and then season 3, the Emmy win for Jeremy. So that they've gotten a lot of press in that respect, and FX in general has their numbers are up. They're up. All their shows are doing. Most of their shows, their big shows, are doing really well and really big numbers. So we're seeing it.
Yep,
Good deal.
indeed, and I'm glad for it, because that means the show will continue on.
What else you got?
I just have a couple of things. One is that Graham Yost has indicated that if the gods are with us, the show will last 6 seasons.
Oh,
so
okay.
if he's conceived that would be a good ending point for the show.
Okay.
So if they're blessed enough to get the 5th season, then they'll hope for the 6th, and that's sort of the life of the show that he conceives.
envisioned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Timothy Oliphant was on Conan. Was it last week?
So I think it's a week and a half
Because
ago,
I
right?
missed last week's show. Did you guys talk about it at all on last week's
No,
show?
we didn't.
Okay.
So.
Or Tim, as I call him.
Your buddy Tim was on the show, and he is a very entertaining guest, really, really fun to watch. And the one thing that he said was he jokingly dropped an oops, spoiler alert, that his wife on the show was going to be shot and killed. And of course, it was a fake spoiler.
Yeah.
But you all know that I have been predicting that for a long time.
So you're using that as
You have.
confirmation.
I am. I'm using it as confirmation for my prediction.
All right. Well,
close.
that will take us to our prediction. So let's
Well,
get on.
what about? Do you want to drop your guy?
Oh yeah, the one
special-
other thing that I have is that
Excuse me.
there's more, John.
I beg your
Don't
pardon.
be cutting me off.
Lots of news.
We have a dearth of news.
Graham Yost was asked about who he wants to bring on the show from time to time, and
Right.
he has sort of dream castings, and one of them was Patton Oswalt.
Of course.
And they've been trying to get him on the show for a while. They wrote one episode or one character for him, and it didn't work out because he was doing a lot of promo for the Charlize Theron movie.
Right.
Young adult?
Grown
Young
up.
adult, that's
Young
it, yeah.
adult, thank
Grown up, young adult.
Whatever.
Exactly. Juvenile. So that was one of his gets, and then the other was Eric Stonestreet.
Yeah.
From Modern Family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow.
He's from Kentucky, actually. No, he's from Kansas City. Close enough.
Yeah,
He's from Kansas City.
close enough.
He's the bigger in the gay
Yeah.
couple, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
He's the bigger.
He's
Yeah.
But
Gay
he's
for pay.
straight in real life, but
You're
gay on
right,
the
right,
show.
right.
Gay for pay.
Gay for
Yeah,
pay.
gay for pay.
Yeah.
And so Eric Stonestreet, they've been trying to get on the show, but since he's on Modern Family, they have similar shooting schedules, so it's really hard to get him on. But I just love the thought of it, because I love him on Modern Family,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I just
Terrific.
think he would bring really a lot of nice spice to Harlan County.
I guarantee you, if he shows up in Harlan County, he will be super, super butch and super manly.
I'm
I
sure
think.
you're right.
He'll be probably the
love-
meanest,
Yeah.
manliest dude ever. That's my other thought.
Going back to season 1,
Yeah.
one of the fun things about that was the people that they got for, because it was more episodic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would, that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still doing. Oh, I like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, her. Oh, look at her. You kind of had to rack your brain to remember him, but it was
Yeah,
so
it was
much fun
like
to
the
see.
judge, Stephen Root was the judge. and he was
Exactly.
terrific.
All of those
Stephen Root, that's
guys.
right.
We could have a whole show of
Yeah.
the characters that were missed.
Yeah.
We don't get to see
Right.
anymore.
All right.
One other thing I just
Jeez.
wanted to
Oh
say
my
was
God, I
that
can't believe our luck.
the character of Raylan was originally conceived by Elmore Leonard as a divorced father of 2.
Okay.
But producers of Justified decided not to do that.
Why is that?
Because they didn't want kids on the set early on.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so-
seriously, a kid on this kind of set.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Two-
right? Because
two kids.
Well, and if you remember season 1, the girl, the
Yeah,
young
yeah,
girl,
yeah.
who I think there's some talk of maybe bringing her back. But anyway, why would you want kids on the set?
Yeah.
But it also confirms there may never be a baby.
That's right.
I'm
you
just
go.
looking for news
Because
to
they-
support my theory. That's really
That's
all
all
it
you
is.
care about. All right.
It would be really hard to see the Raylan character have to be a dad as well. I mean, there's an aspect of him being lost and not finding anywhere where he really fits in, and not
yeah.
having that stability because he never got it.
Yeah.
To have that character have to.
Well, that's also one reason why you
It's a
don't
big
want him to
change.
actually have a relationship that works, because then you can't
Exactly.
have that lone gunman kind of thing going
Right.
on.
And we
here.
can't have hot chicks half naked keep coming in the show all the time.
Right.
Wait, whoa, wait a minute. Who said anything about that? Why can't we do
Well,
that?
no.
No,
If,
if
That was
we
kids.
change
Oh, okay,
character.
okay.
Yeah.
If
Sure,
we change
yeah.
his character.
All right.
that's
so we
what
like it where it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Like it,
Wait.
exactly where it is.
What? Yeah,
I heard
do.
that.
I
there
like
it
looking
is.
at the hot chicks too. I'm full.
There it is.
Whoa. We're learning another facet to Tammy.
News.
Yeah.
News.
Wow, news and gossip
News
just
and
isn't
gossip.
ending, is it?
Breaking.
Let's move on to predictions.
Cockfighting.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Joe, you said you had one?
Yeah, I've stamped it already. It's stamped.
Oh,
as
what
the-
was it again?
The
Remind us
Braz
of it.
prediction is Cassie. If I can ever get her name right, Cassie.
Cassie.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cassie will show up again. Cassie is one step ahead of Boyd.
So you think
And-
she's behind Ellen
Yeah, I think
May?
she's
Ellen
from
May
one
is
way or another.
disappearing.
She's one step behind Boyd and Ava, and she's behind the disappearance of
I think
Ellen
that's
May.
that's
I hope so, 'cause-
really. I think that's a very insightful prediction, and I
I hope that plans out, because it'd be a lot of fun to see
Oh,
how
that would-
Ava and
that's a,
Boyd
you know-
squirm for a while, and
Yeah.
how they're going to deal
and it
with
makes
that.
good sense.
And it'd be great to see Cassie come up, and now she's
know-
going to be pulling some strings. And,
Yeah.
Because they've laid it in. When he offered up the bribe, he says,
Yeah.
"Well, I guess we misunderestimated
Each
yeah.
other.
each other."
Yep.
By the way, one of the best lines: "Unfettered by conscience."
Yeah.
Ah.
Yes.
Nicely,
He
nicely
is a
written.
man
Unfettered
unfettered
by
by
conscience.
conscience.
Tammy, you should do yours because mine tails on yours.
I can't remember what was mine. I can't.
Well, you you basically did your prediction in news and gossip,
Right.
Which is you just do not believe you're going to see the
there
baby.
will never be a baby. There will
Okay.
never be a
Yeah,
baby.
Raylan will
for
never-
I mean,
Raylan.
mine
Okay.
tails on yours, which is
Okay.
if that happens, I think season 5 is Raylan trying to find
Avenge.
avenge
Ooh.
who
Oh.
might have taken out
We got a season 5 prediction.
Winona and
Damn.
the baby.
in Lexington.
In
oh
Lexington
no.
or no Louisville.
Louisville.
No, wait.
No. In Larsonville.
Litchfield.
Lynchville.
All right.
Lynchton.
Yes, Tammy and Steve having a little fun at one of our listeners' expense, because we
Because we can.
Because we
made a
can.
mistake once
And
and
it's
somebody
o-
picked us up.
it's
By the
okay,
way,
we'll still
we
get
like it
more
when people
comments.
let us know. We like the corrections, because we don't catch everything.
We actually do.
But, you know.
We'd like corrections.
In fact,
with at
we
least
were
4
thinking of
stars,
starting
though.
a segment about things we
Yes.
missed, because we things we missed. So,
But
Yeah.
you have a prediction? No prediction for you?
I don't got one.
All right, I'll take
I
it.
got one.
I think yours is so good that we can all just
I'm just
rely on
gonna
that
jump
one.
on Joe's.
I like it.
Hope it comes true.
I
Jump
like
on
it a
Joe.
lot.
That was a Dr. Seuss book, wasn't it?
Exactly
That's
was. Hop on Pop and jump on Joe.
Hey, Marissa, why don't you be the first to tell everybody where they can find you?
You can find me at Serafini TV on Twitter.
And what other shows, please?
And I also do Once Upon a Time and Glee.
Thank you very much.
Yay.
Bottomley Steven at Twitter.
On Twitter.
On Twitter. That's
All right, Joe?
You can find me. I'm at Joe K. Braswell on Twitter, and you can find me here on Mondays and the following after show on Mondays. You can see my work on Grantland.com next week and on Extra.
Tamara.
I am at Tamara Berg, TamaraBerg on Twitter. My website is also tamaracentral.com, and I'm going to be on Home and Family on the Hallmark Channel tomorrow.
Okay, so we'll look for you there.
Oh, and a T-Rex is on.
And there's a T-Rex on Home and Family too, so it's a cool show.
Yeah.
It's a cool, fun show.
And of course, at whatever local cockfight you'll
Yes.
Between this
With
and,
hot girls.
and Downton Abbey.
Can't find me anywhere. I'm off the grid. I'm not on Twitter. I guess you can write at info@AfterBuzz. You might drop a line there, and I'm sure I'll get it because that's where I get everybody's comments.
And we'll see you here on Sundays for
Downton
Abbey as well.
Absolutely.
Right.
So go from Justified to Downton Abbey.
It's
On
quite
Sunday?
a dichotomy.
Okay.
From
Sunday?
Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.